Good day, RGV. Today on Valley por Vida, we're talking new movies, fun facts about movies, and about an actor, Tom Hanks. We're introducing you to an all-new Pet of the Week segment. We've got a look at the National Month calendar, plus a health event that you might want to check out in McAllen. All that and more. The show starts now. Hi there, and thanks again for joining us today. I'm your host, Danielle Banda. Now, if you're a fan of action, drama, romance, comedy, and adventure, then listen up, because we're kicking off today's show with a little of all that in today's Reels, Ratings, and Reviews segment. In fact, we've got a sit-down interview with Nexstar's Dean Richards and celebrity actor Tom Hanks for details on his latest flick. Go ahead and take a look.
I was just like obsessed a little bit with the choices that you made in portraying somebody for whom there is really very little video, very little for you to have studied to create Colonel Tom. So how did you do this?
There are two key pieces that I use over and over, but you're right. There's very, very little bona fide sit-down interview with him. One was an audio tape of an interview he did, protracted interview he did like in 1956. Well, the guy just was asking the most standard question. How come Elvis isn't on TV? And what's he spending his money? And do you think he's like sexy like Marilyn Monroe is sexy? Actually, questions about a guy that the interviewee, Colonel Tom Parker, knew was going to be one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. So he's kind of like giving this kind of like primer to this guy of why Elvis isn't on TV anymore for free. You know, it even says he could go on TV if they want to pay what Elvis is worth. Yeah. And my boy is not worth $400 to be on
scale.
No, he ain't worth that. Yeah. If they want to pay $10,000, they can have my boy. And then there's another one on the 10th anniversary of Elvis's death on Ted Koppel on Nightline, in which he just lays out, and if you read between the lines, you hear every beat of the diabolical genius that Colonel Tom Parker.
The diabolical genius, but also sort of in and out of his accent, in and out of some of the mannerisms that you clearly picked up on and brought to life.
Well, he was from Holland. Yeah. As Baz Luhrmann said the very first time I met him, he wasn't a colonel, he wasn't a Tom, he wasn't even a Parker. His real name was Andreas Van Kuck. Yeah. Something like that. So there was this moment of discovery, because I said, look, Baz, no one has bothered with the Colonel Tom Parker angle on this. The standard story of Elvis is, we've seen it, you know, the rise to riches, and that he's huge, and he makes movies that are dissatisfying. He comes back briefly and then gains a lot of weight, shoots a TV, and dies in Las Vegas. And that, as Baz says, the very first lines of this film are going to be the Colonel saying, I didn't kill him. And as soon as I heard that, I thought, this is new turf. I'm in. What does the Colonel look like, by the way? And then I said, oh, I'm going to be in the makeup chair for a while.
Yeah. Can you relate to Elvis dealing with his fame? You are one of the most recognizable people on the planet. Does that give you a perspective into what Elvis must have gone through?
I think, well, I would like to say yes, because, I understand, at the end of the day, celebrity is not really good for the human psyche.
And since so many of us love the work of actor Tom Hanks, from his roles in Forrest Gump to Castaway to Toy Story and more, we thought it'd be so exciting to learn a little bit more about his personality and background in an all-new Fun Facts segment. So according to Parade.com, apparently actor Tom Hanks is a very distant cousin of someone in our history book, someone very presidential. The site says that he's related to good old U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, otherwise known as Honest Abe. It outlines that the former chief in command's great-great-grandfather and Hanks' great-grandfather over 6 generations are somehow related. Very interesting. And apparently before Tom Hanks had, was a well-known actor rather, he served time working as a hotel bellman. The site outlines that he used to carry guests' bags while working at the Oakland Hilton Hotel, and oftentimes those guests would be different celebrities like singer Cher. Who knew he'd later become one of those bright Hollywood stars himself, right? And apparently when Hanks did make it to the big leagues in his acting career, one of his roles he got in a 1980s film called He Knows You're Alone was very memorable. Okay, in fact, Tom carried out his role so well that directors of the movie decided he was too likable, meaning he was an actor that was just too nice to kill off, even though they intended to do so. So what an impression, right? I mean, Tom is passionate about his career for acting, of course, but he's also very passionate about different hobbies and even some accessories. The site says he's actually in love with typewriters. Apparently, he's bought over 250 of these machines, and he owns a unique collection, which was featured in a documentary called California Typewriter, which came out in 2016. He even wrote his first book centered around the concept of typewriters and typewriting and these machines in general. Plus, he developed a smartphone app called the Hanks Writer that sounds like and feels like an actual antique typewriter when used. So as you can see, he's really, really into typewriters. He's not only creative though, but dedicated, to his passion for typewriters as well as acting. The site says he's gone as far as to change his physical appearance for certain roles that were just very important to him. The site outlines that he actually gained 30 pounds for his role in A League of Their Own, filmed in 1992. And it even says he once debuted in Broadway performances with a Tony nomination for a play that was his first ever stage appearance since college. So it was definitely a memorable occasion in his career. Like Tom, a lot of actors are passionate, about their hobbies and often about their pets. Our dogs and cats are just, a vital part of our lives, and we love them as if they were human like us. If you've never had the chance, though, to experience the love that can fill your heart when opening your home to a furry friend, then not to worry. Our team has got an all-new Pet of the Week segment for you, brought to you by Best Friends Animal Society.